Okay, hold on. Here we go.
Hey kids! It's time to have fun! Ready, set, go!
What the fuck did that say? This is so good. By the way, God bless whoever edited this video. That was the perfect ending to it, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, hello, my little chats. Yes, autistic chat out there. Hello, Caleb. How you doing? How you doing? Yes. It is summer. Summer in Canada. It means it's going to be slightly hot. It means that some people might have to have fans. That's going to be awesome and autistic all the way through. But I hope you guys are enjoying yourself. It is a Monday. That's right, Monday for me. Tuesday for some. It is more histrionics with Metokur or Metohisory. We're going to be going with more of that guy with glasses. I am waiting on the other autistic individual to arrive, so I'm just going here. Oh, you just got here. Why did you just get here? Do you not realize that you were supposed to be here? I feel like you finally made it to the beginning of a show. I know, right? I know it is a challenge, and I keep forgetting I have buttons I could hit and make things happen. So yeah, I have a degree of autism. It's fine. It's fine. It is what is. It is. But yeah, no, like I said, I am waiting for the Jemmy Max. If he does not arrive, then I guess I'm going to have to go forward on the things that I have planned. That's right. But yes, I'm not expecting a Sparky to show because he has a little one that he has to deal with, and then the you know being the parental, one half of the parental caregivers, I should say, slightly busy. You'd be slightly busy, so you're stuck with me at the beginning. God damn it! How sad is that? You're stuck with a person like myself. I need to check to see if the other streams are actually running decent before I attempt things. Let's uh Wait, crap! I was about to block you. No. Um, you know what? It's always good for encouragement here and there. It's always good. Always endorsement of encouragement. But I need to find out whether the streams are working properly. So let me look at the streams. I am not looking at chat. I am now listening to streams. Okay, so that one looks pretty decent. Let's look at the AI version. Hello, AI. Mr. Manicure chat out there. You look like you guys are doing good. Let's go over to the other one, which happens to be on X at Roguestar13. How are you doing there over at X? We doing good? Okay, looks like all the chats and all the areas are fine. I ain't look. You can laugh at me all you want. All you want. All you want. I don't mind. Laugh. I am not the comedy act that most people think I am. Jesus, I'm gonna be able to say words once. Today's not that day. Today is not that day. I'm gonna put a reminder in the old mouse. Is let's see here, where the hell is what I normally put in? No, it's not there. It's not part of my collection. Should be part of my collection. Do a little bit of a TikTok. There we go. Should also make that. There you go. Good beans. So I wait. But yeah, no, I have episode 2 on the ready whenever I decide to go live. I think we should go live soon because listening to me is not that exciting. I'm just gonna say it right there, right there, straight up. Listening to me, not that exciting. Just be real. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a overly exciting individual. I don't ever claim to be an exciting individual, but there is that. There is that. There is that. I have been kind of paying attention to the news at large. Japan is not having a liking to what's happening with the Ubisoft game that's known as Assassin's Creed Shadows, and it seems that Kotaku's division in Australia has closed down, and there's quite a few more things that are happening, which is going to be interesting hot topic news once we get to Friday, if we ever get to Friday. Oh yeah, and then tomorrow I have the show with Nemo, Two Shot the Bar. I think we'll be covering some of that over there so we can get his take on things and then we can progressively move forward. But I need to make sure I have the right one. I have no idea since I have both of them up. I'm going to be guessing it's that one first. Is it that one? No. Okay, it is that one. It is that one. Okay. All right. I'm tiny. I feel like I want to go like over here. That's better. I feel better there. I feel better right here. Right here. So yeah, we're gonna go over the episode 2 of the expose of that guy with glasses as we wait to see if anybody else decides to join. Let's take a deep dive in memory lane, shall we? Metokur style.
I'm looking forward to that movie. Congratulations.
Jeez, already good banger.
Ja, ik vind dus dat dit echt niet kan hoor. Ik bedoel, maar nee, maar moeten we nu nog antwoorden of niet? Want ja, dan zwijg ik liever.
Ik heb het zelf. Ik ben eigenlijk bij een vrij eenvoudige ingreep ook gekwetst geraakt bij aan de stembanden.
The Spoonie 1. Noah Anweiler
God,
of the
not the
Spoonie
Spoon
Experiment. One of the original YouTubers. Somebody who was back there at the very beginning, putting out new and innovative
God, not
content. The
Spoonie.
kind of content that drew people to him because he was funny and because he was entertaining. He
Was
was
he,
somebody
though?
that could create videos that you would come back to watch time and time again. Part of that was the variety of the content that was presented. One day you'd be watching a Reb Brown review of Yore. The next day you'd be watching a SWAT 4 playthrough. Whether you were interested in learning about the Ultimate games or you wanted to see him rip apart Final Fantasy. There was a host of content to watch, Hell, you could even listen to him talk about an old British television show, and you would tune back in because you wanted to see more of it. Because
Nope,
you
I
enjoyed
never
listening to
watched
him
Spoonie.
talk about things, about subjects that you were into video games, movies, television
He was the
shows,
least
board games.
interesting
He had the
person I
ability
could
to
listen
hold
to.
an audience, and that audience is something he grew throughout the years. He was able to attract people to his content, to build up a fan base and a following that would follow him from place to place, be it YouTube or Blip TV, that guy with the glasses, or even his own website. A lot of people back in the day were very, very big Spoonie One fans,
Yeah, I
myself
wasn't.
included. One
I
of the
wasn't.
first videos I ever saw him put out was a review of Bayou Billy, a video game I had no interest in. I'd never played before, but I enjoyed the video he put up. Now, looking back on it, the audio is terrible, the video is terrible, but back in the day, that didn't really matter. I mean, this was a video that went up in 2007, 10 years ago, barely 2 years into YouTube existing. And yet, I found it so funny and interesting that I began to follow him and watch his video reviews. But the key word there was it's all past tense. A lot of his fans are past tense. If this was the story of somebody who had great success, who had found and achieved something, we wouldn't be talking about him.
Wait, isn't it the Spoonie, the guy that got cocked by his or wait, no. Was it? I know he dressed up like a Sailor Scout. And yeah, he I don't remember the actual drama that he had, but was it the factor that yeah, I know it was pre-influencer era. What was he though? What was the drama that was around him? Was it the factor that he was cucked by his wife, or the factor that uh I can't remember. I'll have to go through. I can't remember. My brain kind of turned off. I know there was drama on him.
But Spoonie
I don't
One
remember
is a
which.
great example of somebody destroying themselves.
Believe me, you're
He's a
not as
man that spent
boring as you
half a
think.
decade building up
Less
a
is
fan
more.
base,
I know
that would win
sometimes
him
it
a
is.
Mashable
Sometimes it is.
Award, that would make him lots of money, get him success,
I feel like that dog in the corner has more experience over entertainment than sometimes I do. So, it is what is.
get his name out there and build a brand, and then spend the last half of that decade absolutely shooting himself in the foot, destroying and sabotaging his own success through his abrasive personality, his behavior, and his distaste for his own fan base. And that, coupled with his inability to fulfill his promises, to deliver on his obligations, or adhere to the schedule which he himself posted, to give people their dollars worth for donating and supporting.
Look, look at Spoonie. He looks like he's the older brother of Pro Jarrett. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was confused. I think because I was automatically thinking Pro Jarrett. That's how often I watch these people with that guy. So I mean, I wasn't really paying attention to that guy with glasses for the most part, but I mean, there was a drama behind each major member, including Angry Joe. This is the episode how his actions destroyed himself. Good to know. I forgot a lot on this one because again it's Spoonie. He wasn't a people. Well, no, I know that is something about it. When you in this kind of field of entertainment, you have to learn how to entertain and accept that you are limited to a few things. So you've got to interact with people for the most part, and you can be entertaining, but that interaction with people is what draws people to come back for more. Uh, Continuing, I think what made Spoonie wait, you think that's what made Spoonie interesting? It was the factor that he hated him, his plebs, his plebs. I gotta talk to a little Miss Pen Pen. Give me a moment. Re watch uh Jim's coverage. That guy with the glasses. Spoonie edition. I spelled that right. I probably didn't spell that right, but Spawny. Jesus Christ, it's Spoonie. God. I have two N's, not two O's. Jesus Christ. There you go. Oh, and I've got Sponky. Jesus. Sponky. Jesus. It's supposed to be Spoonie. All right. I've done my tappy tappy. What we got over here? His social skills destroyed him. Yeah, well, see, that's the problem. If you don't have social skills, you really will kill yourself in this industry or in this field. Social media, it's about being sociable. You may not always like the people out there, but you're not supposed to let them know. How actors may not like everybody that watches their movies, but they don't necessarily going to go out there and say that they hate every member of their fans. His passion went away with fear of not being enough. Being enough what? Enough entertaining? I mean, I gave that up a long time ago. Kind of like I would say I gave that up for Lent, but I didn't even have that to go with. So I just, he stood for nothing, fell for everything. Oh, okay, okay. I get that. I get that, Caleb. I get that. Anyways, I'm gonna hit that play button and continue.
Supporting him. When you put all of those together, it led to his absolute decline and to his falling down from where he used to be, from the position that he used to occupy. Now, there are a few touchstone moments, a few key pivots in the history of Spoonie 1 that I really want to hone in on and focus on, because it helps to highlight
Yeah,
when the
anxiety
shift
does
took
kill.
place between the up and coming Spoonie and the absolute decline into depression and non creation that he has become, that really encapsulates who he is now. And I think there is no better place to start when we look at the downfall of Spoonie 1 than with his firing at that guy with the glasses.
What is your problem? Look, I double bagged it, okay?
A farewell
You
to Noah Antweiler,
just you.
aka Spoonie 1, with Channel Awesome. After recent events, Noah the Spoonie 1 Antweiler and Channel Awesome have decided to part ways. Noah has made it clear that he wishes to pursue a course that is different from ours. We
Okay.
feel that with these different aims, it is better for Noah to be free to pursue his own goals unhindered by us. Noah has been an immense talent on the site, and we thank him for his years of hard service, both in numerous episodes of the Spoonie experiment and in the Channel Awesome anniversary films. We sincerely wish him the best in all future endeavors and hope that he continues to put out great quality work. The staff at Channel Awesome.
No.
Now, this was the public memorandum, the official statement from Channel Awesome about the parting of ways between Noah and Channel Awesome itself.
Yeah, well.
And it refers to recent events. Now, this was put up on June 21st of 2012. So exactly
God, that
what
feels
recent events
like
is
a
this
long time
official
ago.
statement referring to? Well, believe it or not, the entire split between Channel Awesome and the Spoonie 1 was brought about by one single tweet.
That was
At
14 years.
Jesu Otaku. You know, if things don't work out with you and Nash 076, I'd be happy to chain you to a pipe in my basement and love you my way.
Okay.
Well, bring out the gimp.
Jesus.
That one single solitary tweet would set into motion a chain
That was an interesting movie. That was an interesting movie selection out of all the places to select. He wow. Do you know what the movie was? Those who are watching. Do you know what the movie was? Because if you say that it has a kind of disconnect of beginning, middle, and end, then you might have gotten the right movie. Otherwise, I wish you the best of luck because I'm not going to tell you yet. I'm going to let you tell me. Let's continue, chat.
of events that would inevitably lead Noah to being kicked off of Channel Awesome, having his site and forums removed.
I don't know, but he was the villain from the yeah. So that I believe, if I remember correctly, and it's a Quentin Tarantino film. It's one of the three that he did, which was considered as his his trilogy. Because he did Reservoir Dogs, he also did Jackie Brown, and he did the other one, which I have that there, which is Pulp Fiction. Eddie, continuing.
Moved from hosting on That Guy with the Glasses and creating a rift between him and the other content producers on the website. Now, when we take a look at this event, one of the interesting things to note is this tweet went up in May, but that official statement came out in June. So why was there a month difference between Noah's initial tweet and Channel Awesome splitting ways with him? Well, that all comes down to one content creator. Man, that's messed up. When a woman screws you so bad, you wish you were a dog. At the Spoonie 1. Seriously, I can't follow you anymore, dude. Aw, Obscurus Lupa hates me now too. Gonna have to bust out the Adelaide playlist for the breakup. You joked about chaining Hope up in your basement and raping her. I got no sympathy for you. Nearly 1 month from the initial
Okay.
tweet that Noah put up, which was a joke response to Jesu Otaku, Obscurus Lupa gets into the conversation and dredges it back up, and this helps to
Why?
ignite a firestorm. In the following weeks, once Obscura Lupa brought this back up, Spoonie was bombarded with people telling him that he should make rape jokes, that he stepped over the line. Now, Spoonie being Spoonie didn't take that too well. He's not a very big fan of criticism, as anybody who is a financial backer or
Eh?
longtime fan of his can tell you.
Don't tell me how to play.
And so he threw a shit fit on Twitter and had a meltdown at being chastised by fellow members of the website. Now, sadly, a lot of these have been deleted, and a lot of people have put their accounts on protected mode, but I can show you some of the tweets surrounding that timeline to give you an idea of
What we got here? The moral of the story is never argue with the natural redhead. Actually, the moral of the story is you can argue with a redhead, but remember to bring one of those fire extinguishers. Yes, CO2 type would be most prevalent because that will quench and distract them a bit further to have them, rage into a completely different direction for a completely different reason. So yes, they'll kind of forget what they were originally pissed off at you about to refocus on the factor that you hose them down with a CO2 fire extinguisher. Any
what was going on. Oh, I know. I'm a monster. A beast. I say such mean things I force you all to listen to them. I'm offended. I hit the block button. Woo. Crisis averted. That was close. Could it be because my worst crime in all of this was being an asshole on Twitter? A remedy for which is not reading my comments? At
Yeah.
Myko Novelli. Most of the people I've raped are dudes. I've got video proof. I don't know if that's cool. I've been the victim of sexual assault. I know you're joking, but still. Oh my god, I was rude to a coworker and somehow the world still exists. How can that be? Like Bennett the Sage, I'm gonna be rude to him. Hey Bennett, fuck you. I tried to stop. I tried to be a better man, but I must confess, I plan to be rude again. Oh god help me. It's the least I deserve. I was rude on the internet. Supervillain. It's the 4th anniversary video. I believe they plan to digitally replace me with a large, greasy slug.
All
So
right.
the basic chronology for the events that happened. Spoonie tweets out a joke tweet at Jesu Otaku, a contributor on That Guy with the Glasses. Nearly a full month later, Obscurus Lupa replies to a different tweet and dredges that up. From that moment onward, Spoonie goes into defensive mode, throws a shit fit on Twitter, and begins to get bombarded by people telling him he's being rude and that he shouldn't make jokes about rape. Now, one thing to add into the mix of all these events playing out, because there's a conspiracy theory that surrounds Spoonie being let go from That Guy with the Glasses.
Okay.
Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Thank you, Obscurus Lupa. I love you. Love you back. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with who the
Okay, that was cringe on levels that I can't really explain. That's just it's just ew, ew. I mean, I get women doing that, but it's just cringe-inducing. Why do they do that? I mean, I wish Pen was here so I can actually ask her species the reason of why. She might have an answer. Then I guess she may not. I don't know. Anyway, continuing.
these two people are. Holly Christine would be somebody who worked as a PR HR person at That Guy with the Glasses when this was going down. And Scarlett Topia was Spoonie's ex-girlfriend. Somebody who he had a bad breakup with. Somebody who his fan base really didn't like. They called her the Scarlet Bitch because she would ban people from the forums and seemed to be extremely rude to people. So here you have an ex-girlfriend thanking Obscurus Lupa who brought up an old tweet that got Spoonie kicked off the website, talking to somebody in HR PR who's saying they love them, and they have this playful back and forth banter. The timing of it is very suspicious, especially because this conversation happened exactly after Spoonie was let go from the website.
You say herm. Why do you say herm? Are you trying to figure out that there might be a connection here? That there might be a reason why somebody like Spoonie here might have decided to become a complete dick bag because other people did it before or to him before. I mean, it is quite possible that this was more of a Sibyl, what the hell? God, my brain is not working. Apparently, really makes you think. Yeah, I know. Simply rivalry. Oh God, I've been hanging out with Sparky too long. I can't say words no more. I'm hitting buttons.
Really makes you think.
Now, Scarlett is her own story altogether. She was not well liked, as I said, and Spoonie did not handle the breakup very well. He went into a bit of a depressive spiral, and it affected the content he put out. But I don't want you to get the impression that this was just Obscurus Lupa or HRPR person or an ex-girlfriend, because there were others who were voicing their displeasure with Spoonie at the time these events were taking place. One of them would be Lord Cat. Now, Lord Cat was a contributor to That Guy with the Glasses who went on to do his own podcast. He has his own website. And he released a stream, a podcast, right as this event was kind of winding.
He initially his initial offense isn't what destroyed him, but the snowball effect. Eh.
Down right at the tail end of it, right when that.
Look, if you actually take a small tiny snowball, a pebble size, you roll it down a giant mountain, eventually becomes an avalanche. Shit happens. Just don't play with snow.
That Guy with the Glasses released their public statement parting ways with Spoonie, and he gives some opinions on him about what it was like to work with him and have to associate with him that helped to paint a fuller picture of Spoonie's relationship with the website and things that might have contributed to him being let go that are below the surface level, that weren't just talked about in relation to this one episode of tweeting.
And so officially for the first time on a show, I've discussed it before, but let's discuss why I left That Guy with the Glasses. Now, I am breaking my agreement here with That Guy with the Glasses by discussing this, but I think it's time the whole world, Spoonie, heard just how much of a fucking idiot you truly are.
Okay.
You and that other idiot, Joe. When you were at E3 that one year, and you decided to go up and down the hallways screaming about XCOM's betrayal, and Joe decided to ask people, can I choke you on camera? Guess what happened, Spoonie? Guess what fucking happened? The whole gaming industry turned its back on me. Not you, not Joe, not Blistered Thumbs, me. I went to GDC the following year, Spoonie. I went to GDC the following year, and I had a chance to interview Notch, Mojang, Specifications, Minecraft. A chance. A fucking chance. He was hot then. That was going to be huge for This Week in Games. That was going to be huge for the stream. It was going to be amazing. And you know what happened?
It was canceled.
The representative at Mojang caught wind that we were going to interview Notch. And he stepped in. And he said, oh, I've heard of you. You're with That Guy with the Glasses. You're with Blistered Thumbs. And I tried to tell them, no, I'm not. But he said my name was associated with them. And he heard what you did. Making a fucking jackass of yourself at E3. You fucking moron. So they shot it down. And then word spread at GDC. Oh, I heard about you. You were the guy at E3. They thought I was the guy at E3 making a jackass of everyone. I was there trying to be a legitimate member of the business of the gaming industry, and I've worked my ass off to separate myself from you. Every time. You just don't get it. Every single fucking time. You act like a complete fucking jackass. It has repercussions for everyone you're associated with, and you don't give a shit. That's why I left That Guy with the Glasses. I can't fucking stand you.
Now, Lord Cat references E3 and Spoonie running around screaming betrayal at the top of his lungs. He's referring to this specific video clip.
And so I saw the footage, and there was one word searing through my mind like bolts of fire. And that word, betrayal!
What?
Betrayal! Betrayed me! This game sucks! It is nothing to do with XCOM. Nothing! Nothing!
That would be what he's referring to.
I don't jump onto someone else's stream and scream about how what they're doing is wrong.
No, you're not. You're fucking laughing your asses off and being stupid chuckleheads.
Why did you come in?
To tell you guys you're being really disrespectful.
You came in the call just to shit on this.
Oh, like you're shitting on this game any more than you are, Chris. We're just joking with Jason.
Why do you have to come in and shit on this? Like we're lashing out at him. Jason was laughing.
I'm confused.
All right. Listen, we have an encounter here.
All right, I'm out.
That is a nice, long, awkward pause. Nothing better than being in a conversation where you know nobody wants you there and finally getting a clue about it and getting the fuck out. Gotta give it a couple of minutes of dead air before you really hone in on the fact that people don't like you and wish you would fuck off. Now, one thing to take note of is that Angry Joe himself responded to Lord Cat's podcast and denied the allegations that were made. He said he didn't go around trying to choke people at E3 and that Lord Cat was unfamiliar with what happened or he was simply making things up. And to an extent, he even tried to defend Spoonie One a little bit. But regardless of who you believe in this entire menagerie of opinions, whether it's Lord Cat when he says that Spoonie One was abrasive and that it was a detriment to business interests to work with him, whether it's Jesu Otaku or Obscurus Lupa when they say that they found the joke offensive and it made them uncomfortable, or people who look at the connection between the person in HR and PR and an ex-girlfriend. Regardless of the motivation for why this took place, the end result is the same. Spoonie was severed, ties were cut with that guy with the glasses. Now, a month or so later, after all these events had played themselves out, Spoonie put up a twitlonger talking about this.
Oh, yes.
Okay, everyone.
Twitlongers.
I
Are they
just
still
want to make
around?
it clear that Lupa did not get me fired, nor was she in any way linked to my departure from that guy with the glasses. My personal issues with Lupa went public and quickly got out of hand, for which we are both to blame. I was crude and disingenuous and provoked her to anger, which quickly pushed things too far. We both want the bickering to end. And as far as I'm concerned, our argument is over and done with. We're both moving on, and we just want the anger to stop. Sadly for Spoonie, this would be too little too late. There was no going back, and while in the future the relationship would be amicable with him showing up in different videos on the website and interacting with Doug Walker and others, he would never end up going back to the way it was.
Yeah,
but
well,
this
it's
is
kinda
just
hard to go
one of
back.
those keystone events when it comes to Spoonie's decline. And even though he took a hit, he had a girlfriend break up with him, he was kicked off Channel Awesome, he eventually did start to somewhat recover. This would all come to a head with the creation of his Patreon account, and what I truly believe is the death knell of his career.
Hey guys, bunch of big news lately. I haven't had a chance to report on it till now because I was out of state. But I guess the big news is somehow you guys have reached the Patreon goal where it was listed that I would start work on a movie, and I was blown away by this. It was like, you guys are the best fans in the world. Oh my god.
Yes, I'd be blown away too by the fact I was making $5,000 a month to produce a movie. Looking at the archive of his Patreon account from around that time, just before it went over the edge, you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, pre-production of a movie. $5,000. He actually hit that goal. And this exact moment is when everything really, really went to shit. And when I say movie, I mean movie, not disastrous television pilots. We're not talking about It Came From Beyond Midnight.
I don't care. Just go to Leslie.
Always happy to be of help, Joshua. Lord knows I spent 7 years in college amassing 2 master's degrees in both English literature and journalism to finally realize my lifelong dream of appearing on late-night television, reviewing Z-grade cinematic slop like...
Yeah. That's 5,000. Yeah, a month. The amount of money I live off of. I mean, realistically, back then that was pretty good coin. 5 times of the I know. It's good money back then. Good money. Now it's craptacular money, no matter whereabouts you are. Well, let's see in Mexico, then it's great money.
Like this with unwashed rock.
But then you don't want to live in Mexico because then you might live in a shed near Ralph. So that might be an issue.
Rock band roadies like you.
A show so hated by his fan base that he had to yell at them on Twitter and block their comments on the videos itself. No, we're speaking about a movie, a full-fledged Spoonie One movie. Now, an interesting fact about Spoonie is that he loves to disable comments. It's not just a recent trend. And if you go to his website and you look at the announcement information for this goal being hit and him producing this movie, you'll quickly notice there are no comments listed. But that wasn't
a pattern with even, well, I mean, yeah. I mean, if you had 5K, 5K every month being rolled on in, what movie would you do? A Patreon with even a fifth of that is insane. I know. But again, if you had the ability to earn 5K a month, and you were forced to actually complete a movie, what movie would you do? I mean, realistically, it's 5K, so I don't know. I would assume horror would be the easiest because it would not require a lot of good acting. Special effects would be kind of limited, so it'd be a lot easier. I'd make a Star Wars film, expanded universe. Oof, oof. I don't know. See, maybe a horror version of Star Wars, but still, I don't know. Ooh, this is ooh. Continuing.
Always the case. And if you use Discus itself, you can actually find what people had to say at the time about this specific announcement. And it is eye-opening because even back then, they knew this was going to end in disaster. And when I say disaster, well, ask yourself, what Spoonie movie have you watched? Because it's been 3 fucking years since he hit that Patreon goal. From Crippen. 3 years ago. Well, it's happened. Donations aimed towards helping someone make internet reviews have now officially given them an excuse. I'm working on the movie, guys. That takes time. To make less reviews. In fact, the movie is a disastrous idea. It will never happen, and Spoonie knows it'll never happen. What he also knows, though, is that it will be at least 2 years or so before we can reasonably expect any sort of progress on a movie, which is 2 more years of a free ride courtesy of Patreon and his army of loyal chumps. Someone suggested that as a way to provide content, Spoonie could stream his work sessions. You realize that won't happen, right? He'd actually have to do work then, because there would be evidence of what his schedule is really like. Sure, the internet concentrates suckers like nothing ever has before, as shown by sites like Patreon, but please do yourself a favor. Take your money and spend it on something that you'll get something out of. I'm not mad that someone else is making money. That's fine. I make good money at my job too. Plus, I've learned that focusing on what other people have and how much money they make will only make me miserable.
Yeah.
I'm just saddened when I see people taken advantage of. It's wrong, and that doesn't sit right with me. Well, Crippen should change his name to Nostradamus because he completely called what inevitably ended up happening. There never was a Spoonie movie, and even more on point, there were less and less reviews. Now, the Patreon amount didn't actually stay at $5,000 for long. Eventually, people began to get worried. They became a little nervous about how this was turning out. They were giving large sums of money to Spoonie to make this product he promised to deliver, and that he never delivered on. Meanwhile, while they're waiting for something to be posted about the movie progress itself, reviews and content that he normally put up began to slow down.
Look, Nostradamus. Yeah, I know. No, making a movie is challenging. We'll put it that way. It can be challenging. Um, One, especially a low budget movie such as whatever this was going to be on Spoonie's end, and have it available for everybody to watch. Jeez. And this was 3 years after the launch of the Tubies, so or something like that. So if Spoonie was legit and wanting to make a movie, if he was legit, we would have to be looking at a 6 months at least for scripting, another 3 months of acting ish, and then maybe another 6 months ish on the editing department and reshoots as needed in order to finalize the movie. So you're looking at somewhere between 2 to 4 years to complete said movie, even if it's a fanfic. These things don't just breeze through. You have to take your time. Sometimes you get lucky and you're able to complete it within a 6 months time frame. But again, it comes back to how much money you're going to be investing in it, if you're going to be hiring a crew, where it's actually going to be filmed, all that kind of stuff. And speaking of filming, Jetmax, hello. Okay, I think he's dead. I can't hear him. I cannot hear him. I think he's died. His mic is dead. Anyways, what have we got here, Caleb? While we wait for Jetmax to figure himself out. You don't even have to be involved. Really, just fund someone else. Yeah, no, that's true. All projects needs funding. Of course they do. Of course they do. That is a gimme. As I could see, Jemmy has decided to yeet himself out of existence to probably try again. But that is what is. But no. Yeah. The Yeah, so like I said, you are looking at some quality time to get certain movies out, and even if you decide to, give a bit of money to a different production team, ooh, that's still kind of a challenge because, um, at 5K a month, that wouldn't even cover some of the actual transportation cost. Just kind of put it right there. I mean, being a guy that was in studio life for a while, I kind of know that it doesn't always work in everybody's favor. So, anyways, continuing.
To a trickle of what it used to be from Ryan S. 3 years ago. Shut off the Twitter like you said. Since your latest video, there have been at least over 100 tweets that are definitely not just composed of spontaneous conversations.
Uh-huh.
If you are truly honest about enacting the promises you have made to me and other Patreons, do what you said. The fact is, you are being paid over $5,000 a month. That
Yep.
is an insane amount of money that me and other college graduates would kill for, and you're doing this for what supposedly is for what you love. If so, why is it that you're struggling to maintain any sense of a schedule or production quality? Why is it that when anyone who criticizes the quality of your videos is mysteriously banned from the site? I don't do this to troll, but in love of what you've given us. I still watch countless past videos and marvel at the balance of criticism and humor. They have inspired me to go back to making videos again despite having classes, an internship, and a relationship.
I don't know.
However, I have taken my Patreon away because I have lost faith in your ability to deliver any semblance of consistent quality content. I haven't seen any increase in the quality of your videos. In fact, most videos are now vlogs that have basically no editing. And even then, the wrestling videos are completely unintelligible to anyone who hasn't grown up watching wrestling. And the Patreon goals? What happened to those? Are you telling me that you can't edit together a 3-hour Cards Against Humanity for the people who are personally paying for your livelihood? Are you
No.
telling me you can't piece together a single DVD in almost 6 months? Now, Ryan's referring to the
Ooh, that sounds like an interesting idea. Can a movie be made through the questions of the Card Against Humanities or similar card games like that? Huh. I wonder if a movie could be made that way. I mean, it would be kind of all over the place for the most part, but it would be interesting. It would be interesting. Anyways, continuing.
Patreon goal tiers, and you'll see that he offered different perks for different donation amounts. Some of these were streams, some of these were DVDs. None of these were delivered on. So what do you imagine Spoonie's response to people when they level criticism or they have complaints about his production value, his quality, or his promised content? What do you think his reaction is? Dude, it's been over a week since your vlog where you said you were pretty much done with Twitter. I'm asking these questions as part of my scripting, dude. Believe it or not, this is important, so lay the hell off. Wow, excuse me, but I'm not sure
Give me a
all of
moment.
your...
I gotta get a mouse that's returned. Hello.
I've been having trouble with my computer all day. I had to go through Edge to get this to work.
Nice. Congrats.
I
You're here.
know.
You're here.
But I am here. I am finally here. Oh my god.
I know. I've only been doing this. I have no idea. It seems like 43 minutes. Well, 44 minutes, but we'll put it this way. I've already managed to almost complete the second episode of That Guy with Glasses. This is the rise and fall. Actually, more of the fall of Spoonie 1. Do you remember Spoonie?
Spoonie, remind me. I don't quite remember.
He's that guy that looks like what's his face? Oh, what the hell? What was that guy that Caleb mentioned, and it just kind of threw right over my head. The guy that ended up getting cucked by his wife, and then dressing up like a Sailor Scout.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah,
he dresses the
Spoonie
blue
looks like
Sailor
him.
Scout, Sailor Mercury.
Yeah.
And
Pro Jared, thank you, Caleb. Pro Jared.
Pro Jared. Okay, that's better. Pro Jared. I remember
Yeah,
Pro
he
Jared.
looks so Spoonie
couldn't
looks
remember
like
his
Pro
name.
Jared, but he has more of a pissed off attitude.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and so he ended up parting ways with That Guy with Glasses. So we could do a little bit of recap for you, and because he kind of did a faux pas on the interrupt, he was rude or something like that, and so they parted ways. And he ended up. We're at this portion of this particular area of the video where his Patreon kind of skyrocketed to like 5K a month.
Ah.
And one of his requirements for this, donation was that he was going to make a movie.
Ah.
And also get off of Twitter to order him to make the movie and so on and so forth. Well, we'll just say that he didn't, and it was over like 2 years, going into like year 3 and then year 4, but no actual information on what the movie's about, how long the shoots are taking, things like that. So yeah, we will continue. But I was having fun here with a little Caleb here, trying to keep me entertained like an older brother. I don't know. You sure like an older brother or maybe a younger sister? I don't know. Maybe. Pro Jared, it's kind of questionable. But I know. But anyway, let's continue. Hope you can hear it.
Over 100 plus tweets have to do with scripting. Further, I do not have the time, I don't have to justify myself to you. In fact, I'm wasting it arguing with you.
Yeah, of course.
Except in your vlog, you said you were done with Twitter, period. I'm certainly done with you, period. I understand relevant tweets like when you're watching a wrestling thing and giving running commentary on Twitter. Why don't you monitor your own time usage and let me handle mine, okay? I've got it handled. Fine, but if fans start pulling their Patreon funding like some already are, don't be surprised, all I'm saying. So kindly fuck off and let me handle my business. Now, this Twitter conversation and the previous post that I read out to you mentioned
that's a guarantee to lose some monies.
And some subs.
Yeah. I mean, Twitter was to have arguments. It still isn't, but yeah, spooning with an attitude doesn't always work. Anyways, continue.
Promise Spoonie made about social media. He himself put this into the video when he was talking about his Patreon goal, in which he promised he was walking away from all social media because it ate up too much of his time. He wanted to focus on delivering the content he was being paid to create.
The first thing, and the biggest thing that's probably going to change that you may notice, is social media, Twitter. From now on, you are essentially going to notice my complete... my Twitter account is, basically going to be completely abandoned.
So this guy is Spoonie. Doesn't he look like Pro Jared?
He does kind of look like Pro Jared.
See?
but longer hair and...
Look, all he needs to do is dress up like Sailor Neptune and he'll be fine.
I see it. But still, Sailor Neptune and Sailor Mercury, I thought it was. But,
no. We already have Sailor Pluto. That was Jared's version of it. He needs to be the Dyke. And I believe that was Neptune. Neptune and I think Neptune and Uranus. I think those were the questionable
Uranus.
Yeah. I mean, they're the questionable Sailor Scouts that were considered kissing cousins by you Americans and a lesbian couple by every other standard. I loved it when that happened. It was weird. Jesus Christ. Continuing over the Caleb.
Bring in my other avatar. I finally figured it
out. You sure showed. Let me go into it. Never is just one specific. It's multiple events or incidences. Yeah. Oh my gosh, AI art now. I've the Spoonie one as Sailor Neptune. I mean, sure. I think that could be done. I'm gonna have to work that magic somewhere. But anyways, continuing.
And do you know how that turned out? The complete opposite of what he said. Hey, remember when Spoonie promised to stop using Twitter so much so he would actually get the fucking work done? Even with a few months break at the beginning of last year, he's back up to averaging over 1,000 tweets per month. More than 38
hold up. 1,000 tweets per month?
Damn.
Tweetage. No wonder Elon Musk wants to reduce the people on that site. Jesus fucking Christ, 1,000 tweets per month. That is insane. 38 every day. Jeez. How long are... No, I'm not going to question. They're probably long too.
Every day. Any fanboys want to dispute the facts? Yes, that's one of the interesting characteristics about Noah. He is addicted to social media. Now, I can sympathize. I know what it's like to be addicted to Twitter.
called me
Luckily,
Metokur.
I had an intervention. Jack said no more, and I'm cured of my malady. But Spoonie outdoes me. He is so hooked on shitposting that he has a Twitter account where he pretends to be his own dog. You know, there is a
What?
point to walk away from social media, and it's right around.
Welcome back, Jim X.
Yes, I'm back.
So Spoonie imitates his dog, or pretends to be his dog on Twitter. Jesus fucking Christ! This guy is like permanently online. Jesus, that's insane. And this one's with the J Trump, the real J Trump. Wow.
Then, have you ever wanted to hit somebody with a fucking shovel because of the crap they write online? Because that is a physical reaction that I am having right.
Well, hold up. Is there been so bits in intruders? Really? I hate this already.
Yeah.
I okay. I'm gonna go on. I'm not gonna
Right
look
now,
at it.
reading this.
Is he German?
The dog fairly far from being German. I mean, I think it's like a Jack Terrier or something like that.
No, because the way he's writing, it looks like German.
Yeah, I know, but I'm guessing the dog might be, Adolf Hitler in disguise. For all we know, I don't know.
Oh, that makes sense. You know, Hitler was Austrian, not German. So.
Yeah, I know, right? I knew it. I'm surrounded by dogs. I mean, you could be surrounded by a cat who you won't even know. You wouldn't even know. I mean, they're sneaky motherfuckers. The last thing you'll remember is a hiss and the nice sudden claw right across the throat. You know.
Well, I can confirm that. I have 2 cats. They try to kill me every night when they lay on top of me and suffocate me to death. Somehow I manage to survive. Fewer brain cells each time, but hey.
Well, they know eventually you'll get to that part where you're just gonna fall down the stairs or barely move, so they can just start to eat you. Toes
that
first,
is a
always
possibility.
toes.
That is a possibility.
So, continuing here.
Crap. But there must be an upside to this. If Spoonie is so dedicated to spending such a vast majority of his life online, there must be open communication with his backers on Patreon. Surely a man who can post 83,000 tweets on Twitter can update people financially backing him on a semi-regular basis. If we were to go over to his Patreon right now, I'm sure we'd see a message from just a few days ago. Oh no, wait, that's a year ago. That's not a few days ago, that's a fucking year ago. It's been nearly a year since he's posted anything. Anything. Not on the community section, not on the post section.
Wow, that's pretty sad. I mean, if you're going to spend all your quality time on social media, you think since Patreon does that for you, you at least kind of give your patrons an idea of exactly what's happening.
True.
Spaceball 2 has the sequel trilogy and prequel trilogy worth of stuff to parody, plus everything since the 80s. Look, I'm going to press X to doubt on that one. Simply because of the factor that our lovely Jew is in his fucking 80s. And
well, that is true. He is. I thought he was in his 90s. I thought Mel Brooks was 90. Hold on. I'm pretty sure he's 90 now.
I don't know. I think he's in his 80s.
Wikipedia tell us it's 98.
98. Jesus.
I told you he was in his 90s. I knew he was in his 90s.
Fuck me, even worse. I mean,
he's almost 200. Yeah, he's almost, 100, not 200.
Spaceball 2, the search for. Look, we already knew that was something was mentioned in Spaceball. So,
well, during COVID, they were trying to rev up for it.
Well, remember the Spaceball cartoon?
Oh God, yeah.
That is what we're going to get.
Oh.
Okay? That is what this... Remember, this is current Hollywood with Mel Brooks.
Yep.
And we got Spaceball cartoon, which was kind of meh.
Well, what was it? He had to go to George Lucas to get permission.
Yes.
And I think he got sued for the cartoon, actually.
Yes.
Because George said, hey, you can't do anything like this. No merchandising. And he considered cartoons merchandising.
Correct.
So, which it isn't, but for some reason they say it is.
This is where we're going. So keep that in mind. I know it says it's an MGM production.
But what was it? Back during COVID, they were trying to work up for this.
MGM. Isn't MGM under the control of Amazon?
Here's the thing: they'd have to go to permission to do the parody. In order to do the parody, they'd have to get permission from Disney.
I'm right. It's under the control. Okay, so guess what, people? So the parent company to MGM Studios is Amazon.
Yeah, they bought that last year. No, not last year, but 4 years ago. 4 years ago.
I remember this shit. I remember talking about how this is going to kind of be a saving grace for Amazon as well as a hindrance for studios for the movies.
I really don't think they can make it though. Because, like I said, he needed permission from George because he didn't want to get, and they'd have to get permission from Disney,
Kennedy.
even if it is a parody.
Yeah, no, they would still have to get it from Kennedy.
Yeah. You know what? She might fucking do it just because she hates fucking Star Wars.
Well, no, not just that, but she'll also have her basic,
say in it.
Situation. Has to be a female lead.
Oh no! What you do is you make it a female lead that's a man.
It's fine.
You know what? That would be a great parody for the next
Again, it's already done. Star Wars is already a parody of itself. Most of the female leads are manly.
What you do is you take a bodybuilder, put some pigtails on, and there's the female lead.
Okay, sure. I mean,
get Brock Lesnar and pigtails.
He'd never do it.
Oh bullshit! That man will do anything for money.
No, no, he wouldn't do that. No. Hell, he's still trying to get his new contract, but with WWE. So yeah, no, he wouldn't do that. So I mean, he was considering doing another run with MMA. So I mean, so he needs to get in good with that division. So I mean, I wish him the best of luck, but I don't see him in pigtails anytime soon. Anyways, continuing.
Section, nothing after this one last post. Now, I want you to imagine what the impact of this kind of behavior is on somebody who's making $5,000 a month on Patreon. Remember, he's been financed to create a movie, and yet his content has disappeared, and he's not updating any of his backers. What do you imagine that $5,000 looks like now?
Okay, Caleb, I see this here. Let me read it. See, honestly, Spaceballs is a classic, and as long as someone gets that and respects it, it could be decent. You would be correct, but remember, Caleb, we are talking about current Hollywood.
Rings of Power. That's all I got to say. Rings of Power.
The Boys Season 4.
Rings of Power 1. And we already know Season 2 is going to be fucking shit.
Oh, it's going to be glorious.
Glorious shit.
It's going to beat out, that Game of Thrones, the Angry Dragons ones.
Holy shit, that was actually really good. I mean, I actually liked. I was like, I wasn't sure about season 1, but season 2 coming out. I mean, but then I thought about it. I was like, is this really better, or is this just what would be mediocre in the golden age of?
I float in the factor that it is kind of a mediocre storytelling in an ocean of crap movies.
Yeah, that's probably why I like it, but at the same time, I prefer my anime more.
The reason is why most critics out there would say this is kind of the reason why they like it. It's that the glimmer of hope amongst the sea of shit that's out there. And I kind of look at it just like I'm going to look at the Wolverine Deadpool movie that's going to be coming up by Disney. It might be good, but realistically, that's just 1 or 2 good movies in a barrage of different movies that will be coming out that it's going to be nothing but shit. top tier shit after top tier shit. I mean, it's bad enough that they're thinking about doing that Freaky Friday sequel. So I'm like, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. But yeah, they've already got Lohan and what's her face signed on for Freaky Friday too. Jesus fucking Christ. 2 old codgers, you know.
All right, let's get back to the
Now,
show.
that's what it looks like. From $5,000 down to $740. And the most
you could still do a
remarkable
movie.
thing about that is not that he is making $740 when he was making $5,000. It's that he's not making $0. Because I cannot fathom the people that would still be financially supporting a man who doesn't care enough about them to at least update them once a year, who is dedicated to shitposting on Twitter rather than producing content, who doesn't deliver on his tiered promises of DVDs and Cards Against Humanity live streams, who doesn't produce the movie he said he was going to produce, who doesn't adhere to the promises he makes of breaking ties with social media so he can focus on reciprocating backer support. I am astonished that he is still making $740. Now, to give you a comparison, to somebody who's actually doing better than Spoonie is right now. At this point, he has fallen so far that the king of content himself, Mr. Honksnort, is making more fucking money on Patreon than he is. Spoonie is heads and shoulders above Phil as far as talent is concerned. But do you know 17? What Phil does that's...
This would be roughly about 17, yeah, because 2014 it was the fall from grace from Spoonie, from that guy. 3 years later, the Patreon so about 2017.
All right, I remember this. I think
2018, somewhere there. So yeah, yeah. But Phil, that was before his me time session. He was making $1,000 plus every month. That is insane. That's on Patreon. That's outside of the people coming in to give him whatever shekels that they eventually give him now. So I mean, damn, that guy's making bank.
Spoonie doesn't. Phil talks to his fucking Patrons. Phil actually puts content out when he says he's going to put it out.
Yeah,
Phil actually holds polls and talks to the people that financially back him. That is why Darkside Phil, DSP Gaming, is making more money right now on Patreon than Spoonie 1 is. That is fucking mind-blowing. If you were to look at a graph of Spoonie's financial support on Patreon, you can see it's a nosedive. It goes completely tits up and into the ground, and that is a direct result of Spoonie 1's own behavior and attitudes towards the people financially backing him. He does not give a shit. He does not care about the people that are supporting him financially. He doesn't deem them interesting or worthy enough to have a conversation with them, to keep them in the loop as far as his production is concerned, and yet he still makes $740. The only way that I can wrap my mind around this is to imagine that people are still supporting him because they have auto renewal enabled and they forgot that they donated money to him. Because if it were me and I were donating money to somebody, I would expect at least 2 times a year that they'd give enough of a shit to say, hey, thank you. But do you want to know what the really disgusting thing about this is? It's not just that he doesn't give a shit about the people that support him. It's not just that he refuses to interact with them or update them or deliver promises. It's this.
Yeah,
I want you to take a really close look. Because if you go to his website, you'll see that he has an Amazon wish list put up there. You can click it to buy him gifts through the website itself.
Why?
Do you notice anything about the dates related to the products that are listed? Spoonie 1, who doesn't give a shit about his backers, who won't update them or post anything on his own Patreon where people are paying him money, will instead spend the time to go update his fucking Amazon wish list. He has updated his Amazon wish list more than he has financial backers on Patreon. The only thing he really seems to care about is you giving him shit. What he doesn't seem to care about is actually reciprocating that. Look at those dates. December 16th, December 25th, March 5th. That is more posting on his fucking wish list than he's done in Patreon in probably years.
I need to do a thing where, like, on this day, we do Patreon stuff. And I love doing the Patreon stuff.
No, you
It's just that
don't
this
lie.
day has to be the separate thing. So, like, it's going to be the Patreon day where April and I sit down, we watch a Patreon movie, I do some audio greetings, and then I start working on the movie and the DVD. So I got to budget my time out for that. Because without that, I lose you guys. And without you guys, there's nothing else.
Apparently the going rate for nothing else these days is $740. Color me surprised. One of the remarkable
that's
things that
interesting.
you're going
Where,
to find,
though?
whether it's Patreon donors that have pulled support or people
Definitely
who have
not
done
Canada.
videos talking about Spoonie 1 and how they were fans and they're not anymore, is that these aren't people that are driven by hate. They don't just dislike him and want to troll him for no reason. They are genuine fans of his content who feel that they've been mistreated, and that mistreatment has driven them to speak out about it. Here's just a sampling taken throughout the years on his community page on Patreon to give you an idea of the melancholy of these particular individuals. Hey Spoonie, been watching yourself with glee and love for years, but unlike a subscription on YouTube, I'm actually shelling out of pocket here. And just truthfully, and with no hard feelings, I don't feel like I'm seeing anything I want to fund happening over the course of at least the last 6 months now. While Livewire is a good watch to throw in the background and do other things, what I wanted to pay for was the produced videos. Even your produced commentary videos are fantastic watches, but ever since the Patreon, things have really taken a turn for the sparse in terms of the content I thought I'd be helping fuel. I will pledge again, I'm not angry. I just want to see some of the videos first, and then I'll be back. That's all. I gotta say, Spoonie, I backed you because you were my favorite online video person for a while.
Why?
But you've really fallen. No content in so long. I'm sorry to say this, but I'm pulling funding until I see more. How you are making more than Cinema Snob when he puts out quality videos every week is
Yeah, Cinema Snob is not the greatest quality video, I'll put it that way. Oh, you seem you have been subscribed to Spoonie since... No.
I don't
would
think
not...
I've ever been subscribed to anybody.
I would
That's
not-
not true.
If...
I was on Float Plane for a little bit, but that went to shit. So
see, there you go. With one click away, that all goes away. Yes. But no, I mean, I've never really backed anything. Well, backed anyone, unless it was like a project that I know is going to come out, like right away. Like for example, I put money down for the Star Citizen. It wasn't much, but I knew it was coming out. It came out, technically. So there you go. But yeah, no, I can't really say I backed a solid YouTuber for projects on Patreon. No, sorry.
beyond me. I feel like I should add to this thread as well, as I'm a highest tier supporter who jumped off. I'm very sorry for that, and
How
would
high?
truly much rather see you, Spoonie,
$100.
not just enjoy everyone's support, but also continue to, with full motivation, create the...
Do you know how many people you would have to blow there in order to get $100 there, Jam?
how many people to get $100 pledge? Oh God, I don't think there's anybody who would pledge $100 to my shit.
See, that's why I said, can you imagine how many people you would have to blow?
I mean, even with a blowjob, I don't even think I can get $100.
No,
somebody. I mean, honestly, I might have to go for some backdoor action there in order to get somebody to give me $100. But I'm not willing to go there. So
I'm not going to scroll up and read the comment. I'm not scrolling. There's
maybe
no
some titty action. Maybe I get away with my titties. I got some nice big titties.
Oh, there you go. I mean, it could be possible. But Caleb is kind of going, scroll up, read the comments. No, I can't scroll up to read a comment.
This is a video. We can't scroll up to read the comments.
A great
I mean, it's kind of a challenge. I mean, unless you refer to this comment, then I've pretty much covered most of your comments. Jeez.
We have to scroll down on this one anyway. So
I know. Anyways, we're almost done. Let's go.
Content you always come up with. For justifying my $100 pledge, I wouldn't even need the Cards Against Humanity game, or any personalized kind of perk at all. I just like to see you create content. Currently, things seem to have slowed down, which makes it hard to justify $100 per month that have no visible effect when there are others out there that also deserve part of my
would you
Patreon
give him
budget.
$100
Like the
a
other
month?
posters,
My
I really
God.
hope I will soon be able to change my mind and support
I'd rather
you.
buy $100
Hey man,
worth of hats
I've been a huge
per month.
supporter of yours going all the way back to Ripper,
I mean,
but I
at least
just
I'm
can't
getting
justify
something.
pledging
That is
$50 a
true.
month
That is
anymore.
true.
I mean, most if not all of your content has been vlogs.
Hats for my
and for like the
hats.
last 3 months, it's basically been
$50
3
a
parts of
month?
the same
Oh,
video.
geez.
I was really looking forward to receiving the $50 reward, but it's been nearly a year. I wanted to ask you if you had any status updates on the stuff, so I actually created a Twitter account and asked you on there, and sent you an email to you as well. But that was several weeks ago, and I haven't heard anything. Since this is essentially the only other place where I can leave any comments, I just wanted to let you know I feel really bad about dropping my support, but I felt it would be honest if I let you know first. I'm still going to follow the content you put out, and I wish you all the best. Thanks. And those sorts of sentiments aren't unique to the people that are posting on Patreon. They're not unique to the people that financially supported Spoonie. You'll find this is a common thread in the vast majority of content that is critical of Spoonie, be it comments that are posted on his subreddit, content that's posted on his Patreon or on social media, even the vast amount of videos that have been put out talking about what happened to Spoonie 1. And that thread, that piece that seems to resonate, is that the majority of people that are critical of him now were fans of his then. These aren't people that are out specifically to troll him. They don't want to mess with Spoonie 1. They don't want to screw with his head. They're actually upset fans that feel bad they can't support him as they used to. They don't watch his content anymore because the content he puts out is subpar. They don't financially back him anymore because he doesn't deliver on any of his promises. And instead of getting downright pissed off about it, they actually feel sorry about it. They want to support him. They want to watch his content, but they just can't do it anymore. Spoonie 1 is an individual who has actually driven people that like him to have to hate him, not because they dislike him, but because they have no other choice in getting through to him. And this downward spiral, this trajectory into the dirt, into the gutter that he is on right now, extends well beyond financial. If you look at his metrics related to his YouTube account, you will see that it is tail dived as well. He's now well within the range of pure stagnation, with subs and views basically grinding to a halt. And does that come as any shock or surprise to somebody when you see the kind of quality content that he's putting out now? What made Spoonie popular before were these long, detailed videos where he would talk about a franchise or a subject, where he would infuse humor into his criticism and tie it up into a nice point. And that has been replaced by live wires and live streams on YouTube of him sitting in near silence and getting angry at people if they dare to comment something he doesn't like. He will ban you outright if you say something he dislikes. He will ban you outright if he's just in the mood to do it. The diminishing audience he has that have still shown up to show support, and he still shits on them. And one of the craziest factors about this is that he still has the ego of a man who's on his way to the top.
Only 523 people watching a stream that was not announced ahead of time. Oh yeah, my fan base is just withering up. How many watch your stream, motherfucker?
Doesn't he look like a guy that you'd find on a strip circuit somewhere?
Support.
I was thinking on the Las Vegas, no, not the Las Vegas strip, the California Skid Row, dressed in high heel stilettos and makeup like a Barbie, but a very ugly one.
Yeah, that's it.
And then with a thong on, and you're like, nah, dude.
Yeah, see, all he needs to do is kind of.
I can see him working the California Skid Row script, trying to get blowing drug addicts to get money.
Oh shit! I could. Well, look, he could probably impersonate Adolf Hitler. I mean, he's just. He just needs to shorten up that
mustache. Actually, I think it is Adolf. He's got the hairstyle.
I know.
That is Adolf Hitler's hairstyle.
He could probably do it.
How many watch your stream, motherfucker?
See, you see it. You see
How many
it.
people watch my stream, motherfucker? None. But you know, I'm not streaming right now. I don't give a shit.
I know, Jesus. Anyways, continuing.
I've got to say, Spoonie, when you have a YouTube account with over 100,000 subscribers and you can barely pull 500 people to watch a live stream, you are in serious fucking trouble. You were an individual at one point that was making $5,000 on Patreon, whose name was bandied about everywhere, where people were talking about the content you produced. And now you find yourself in a situation where 500 people are watching you sit in a dark room and ban people, and you actually have a goddamn ego about that. Like it's some kind of an accomplishment. You have completely lost the plot. And with an ego like his, it becomes easy to understand why it is he resorts to banning people, blocking comments, and disabling ratings on his video. He cannot cope with the negative criticisms that come his way. Now, I've gone over a lot in relation to Spoonie, and believe me, there's even more that I could cover. I could talk about his relationships with people like Scarlett and April. I could talk about some of the other content that he's put up and some of the other situations he's been in. But I wanted to focus on the two pivotal moments that I saw really leading to his downfall. One was the loss of a support network. In this case, that guy with the glasses. They weren't hosting his content and they weren't promoting him anymore. And the other was his Patreon, where he pledged to do outrageous things and failed to deliver on even the most minimal of promises. The Spoonie one is someone who took their success and completely destroyed it on their own. While you could look at the events at That Guy with the Glasses as outside of his control, even if you want to put aside all the things that people like Lord Cat said, if you want to go with the idea that this was a conspiracy by people that were associated with the site and his ex-girlfriend, or by people that just disliked him, even if you want to completely clear that away, when it comes to the Patreon bit, when it comes to how he treats his backers and his donors, that is all on Spoonie. That is Spoonie 1 in control in his own backyard. His words and nobody else's. His behaviors and nobody else's. He's not being dictated to. He's not being told how to behave. That is exactly how he feels, and he acts that way. He does not care about the people that have pledged support, and it's fucking disgusting. It's disgusting that somebody can take that kind of support, that kind of fan base of people who really want to see him succeed, and spit in their face. That he's more interested in updating an Amazon wish list than the people that are still paying him $740 a month for doing nothing. Spoonie could have been a huge YouTuber, even after being thrown off That Guy with the Glasses. He could be sitting on an account now that has 1 million plus subs and gaining a ton of revenue through ads and Patreon support. The only reason that is not happening is the result of one thing and one thing only: Spoonie himself. And the thing that really sums up how his fans and his supporters, be they financial or otherwise, truly feel about the situation, truly feel about how Spoonie 1 has treated them, is said no better than by Spoonie himself.
Betrayal!
What?
Betrayal! Betrayed me!
And with that, part 2 is...
Oh, that's right. He used to hang out with Angry Joe.
That guy with glasses, Angry Joe, and a few others. Yeah.
Yeah, Joe dropped him like a rock, didn't he?
Yeah. I mean, a lot
off
of
the fucking into a black hole. I remember. Okay, it's coming back to me.
It's coming back. It's coming back. Yes,
it's coming out like diarrhea in my spout. Oh God, it was.
All about.
Oh God.
Okay. All right. Let's see if I can get the other one ready to go. It's ready. Yay.
Okay, which one's this one now?
This is episode 3. Of That Guy with the Glasses. So, as you remember, we have the Patreon. This would be his Patreon shit. So, he did an expose with That Guy with the Glasses, and he's covered them at least 5 different versions of each personality. So, yes, we've already done Spoonie 1. We've already got past Doug Walker, aka that nostalgia critic. I believe this is going to be. I think it's a cinema snob. I could be wrong, but I know it's going to be somebody that's going to be tragic. So let's hit it. Let's do the tragedy. Here we go.
Part of the problem.
Oh shit! I was kind of right, but very, very, very way off. It's another guy that deals with cinematics.
Yeah.
I forget his name, but he was a problem too.
Didn't he like do? He looks kind of like Jarrett from Subway.
Yeah, see, that's the problem with most of the.
And then, like, I think he had a problem with that, and then he did get in trouble for that.
Probably, I don't know. Let's find out.
Is that a lot of companies don't trust online advertising, partially because of ad blocks. However, there are ways around that.
Turn off that pesky ad block.
Jesus, I remember
Turn off that pesky ad block. Turn off that pesky ad block. Turn off that pesky ad block.
No.
Look at that fine fedora. That is a tribble that tells you entertainment is on its way.
Nope.
When you sit down for a atop the fourth wall video, you know you are guaranteed to see a comic book be lambasted, torn to ribbons. What Doug did for movies and Spoonie did for video games, Lewis does with comic books. And it's his insights and analysis of those comic books, which has helped to grow his subscribers and his view count as the years have gone on. One of the things you're going to start to notice, especially in this episode when you compare it to the last 2, is common threads and themes start to emerge between the content creators that are featured heavily on That Guy with the Glasses. One of those major themes we're really going to see play itself out here is always a bridesmaid, never a bride. Or to think of it another way, it's easier to destroy something than it is to create it. In regards to Noah, when given the opportunity to pursue his dream of making a movie, when he was given that financing and that backing by his Patreons, he withdrew into a drunken depression, deciding it was better to retreat into Twitter to roleplay as his dog, rather than attempt to do something new and innovative to chase his own dream. While in Doug's case, he built a website, established a new character, created a brand, and grew an audience before deciding he wanted to branch out and pursue comedy. Sadly, in regards to his dream, his audience was apathetic at best and openly hostile at worst to his pursuit of this goal. Lewis, on the other hand, did the opposite of what Spoonie and Doug did. Rather than establish himself first and then afterwards go on to pursue his goals and his ambitions, he tried to create before he critiqued. And that is perhaps the greatest irony of all, that the man so well known online for tearing apart crappy, terrible comics is himself responsible for creating one of the worst webcomics that has ever existed.
I'm looking for plot holes. I'm looking for bizarre character motivations. I'm looking for terrible artwork. I'm looking for the bland, the bizarre, the ludicrous, the lazy, the insipid, the surreal.
I want to take you on a journey back in time to the mid-2000s to a website created by a young man out in the Midwest. A website created with the sole purpose of hosting his own original content, created in a medium which he felt best expressed his artistic vision. Now, I could read you the FAQ that gives you a bit of backstory about what exactly the Lightbringer is about and what happens over its 15-issue run. But I think it would probably be best if we just jumped into a few episodes and really looked at what this world had to offer, because seeing is believing, and you really need to see this to believe it is real. Our story begins in Faro City, a municipality so poor they can't even afford line divisions in their parking lots. It's like pressure paint. Fuck it. We have bigger things to worry about here than the commuters. And within Faro City exists our protagonist.
What
doing
the fuck?
His day job, which
Is that
typical
Alien
day
Boy?
job.
Look, this is the guy with the fedora. He's making his comic. Usually,
Oh my god! I
usually
mean,
he destroys comics and like bad, poorly drawn comics and shit.
And then he draws his
bad, poorly drawn comic.
And this is his bed.
He could have just hired Chris Chan at this point, and who probably got a better comic.
Oh,
Jesus fucking Christ! Look at that! Look at the dimension on the fucking chair.
it looks like. Oh my god! It looks like he used CAD 5 to make this.
And oh look, it's Teen Sheldon. It does kind of look like Teen Sheldon.
Holy shit!
God, look, he's got the green shirt. He couldn't.
It looks dated, not.
Yeah.
Oh my god! It looks like it was made with CAD.
Probably was.
Like, because of how it's straight. It's just there's just
I know, this is terrible. Hell, I depending on it, it's about mid-2000s, I'm guessing. There was some comic book illustrators that did hit the market for your PC. They weren't the greatest, we'll put it that way, but they were far better than this.
Here's the thing: if you look at that chair, it looks like the back is wider than the front.
Yes.
It's just, oh my god, that's just
Dimensions is not a thing in this world, apparently.
Dimensions.
Because look at the computer that the guy's holding compared to the computer behind him.
Yeah, someone was using CAD or Windows early.
I would say early Windows. This feels like an early Windows thing because
they can't even afford letters on their keyboard.
I know, Jesus fucking, and there's not even that many keys.
I mean, he can't even afford a 24 character, 26 character keyboard. I mean, Jesus Christ.
As bad as it's all is, I can't blame Lewis for using mediocre program. Nowadays, he could watch YouTube tutorials and educate himself. No, I don't think he could. Look, there are people who can do this stuff, and people who are better off just critiquing. Lewis is just better off critiquing. Maybe he might be a proficient writer aspect of it, and then hire a writer, like an actual comic book artist.
Back in the day, though, people want a ridiculous amount of money for the art.
Oh, I understand. But look at the ridiculous amount of money that the Pro Jarrett older copycat got. All Lewis would have to do is kind of go, hey, I'm trying to make a comic book. I bet you everybody that is fans within that guy with glasses area would gladly put down monies. So, I mean...
My question is, there were people that paid for this.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
And that's the sad part because if you look at the people that were paying for content from the last guys, like someone paid for this.
I know. Hell, we've got past the first 3 minutes. We already have some issues.
I wouldn't call them issues.
No,
I would call them ishims.
I mean, I guess you could call it a legit square. It is weird. Anyways, continuing.
Where's a legit square? I see a lot of.
There's a lot of rectangles and possibly rhombuses, but
yeah.
I don't see an actual proper square. Anyways, I'm gonna hit the button. Going to hit the button. Let's get past this.
Of a character within a superhero comic running a furniture store. Because, hey, everybody needs a Davenport. You're going to want to lay down if you walk around outside. And don't even get me started on trying to find a parking spot.
Right.
Our main character has a 100% original, do not steal background story. His parents were tragically murdered in front of him in an alley at night. I've never heard of that before. That is amazing. I can't believe no other
if you're gonna
has ever thought to do that as a motivation for why you might become a superhero. Hope business treats you well, Granholm. After all, you gotta pay me back by Friday. You see this nutty bitch?
I told you. All you had to do it was hire Christian.
I remember One Punch Man, the original artist. He said, "I'm not a very good artist, but he could write a good story. He really wrote a good story." But his drawing, but what made that comic so popular was the bad drawing.
Yes.
This is so bad.
Yeah, I mean, even with Metokur kind of doing the whole like voiceovers for this one, it doesn't work. I mean, the writing is terrible. I bet you if I put this in an AI, a writer.
Why is she wearing a dog collar? Why? With a chain that is like.
I think she's supposed to be a hoe on the go. I don't know.
A chain go hoe?
Yeah, I guess. In order for you to take
hoe
her,
unchained.
Take her leash. Otherwise, she won't be able to go with you.
I mean, does she have? Did someone take a shit on her hair?
I probably that green-eyed guy there.
He's got red. She's got red hair, but there's black stuff on it. Did someone take a big ass black dump on her ass?
See. Oh god. Anyways,
Jesus, it's horrible.
Bitch, I found her on the street taking shits in people's yards, so I put her in a chain like a dog. I don't know who she is.
And then I took
She's
that
absolutely nuttabuttas. Yes,
Yeah,
this dangerous group of thugs that lurks the streets at night, that stick up innocent business owners who are just looking to sell you a decent couch at a reasonable price, go by the name the Slavers. The Slavers. The people walking around with women in chains through the street in broad daylight, holding up small businesses, call themselves the Slavers.
Really?
And apparently that's cool with the people in Pharaoh City. It's a weird place.
Oh god.
It's a really weird place to live.
Hold up. Pharaoh City?
Is this a furry superhero?
I'm guessing, but look, he borrowed Pharaoh. That's a Yu-Gi-Oh thing.
Yeah.
He got the Slavers from Fallout.
His parents were killed by Batman.
Yeah, pretty
or
much.
in Batman. Gotham City.
Christ, this is insane. What more could you add to this?
Made a critical mistake. They've been picking on a crippled man. Oh, what's the matter there, Granholm? Your hand is shaking like crazy. I don't even know what's going on. Is that like a tick? Do you have Tourette's syndrome? Did you fuck a microwave? Why is it glowing white like that? That's really weird. That's weirder than the lady that shits in people's lawns. But as it turns out, Granholm doesn't have Tourette's, and he didn't fuck a microwave. He actually has hidden superpowers. He can turn light solid and create constructs. Another original idea that
now we got Green Lantern.
Oh fuck me! What? Okay, so we've got possible Yu-Gi-Oh reference. We've got a Batman kind of backstory. We have the Slavers from the Fallout franchise. Now we've got Green Lantern.
No, it's Green Lantern, but except with white light. So
I see. That's what it's. Yeah,
it's like holy shit. It's like I mean, weren't they outside? Why are they inside now?
I know. I'm confused now. I don't get this shit. I'm lost. I feel like an old man who's wandering in the streets. I know how you feel. I know
how I feel. That is exactly how I feel all the time. I know your pain.
How did I get here? What's my name? What time is it?
That's Joe. That's how Joe Biden feels too, by the way.
Jesus
is it my nap time yet?
Did I poop myself because I smell some shit?
Can I poop right here? I need a typey change.
His catchphrase is white power. I don't know. Yeah, at this point, I don't know.
That, you know what? That would make this story great.
That makes the story great again. That's for fucking sure. Let's continue.
Give him a manga hat.
Oh,
Change
God.
his t-shirt to red.
Oh, anyways, let's go.
Done before. I mean, look at him there, dressed in all green, with his glowing hand capable of creating constructs out of solid light. Now, if I were as talented as Linkara, I would have tried to come up with a name that really captured that, but I'm not. You know, he came up with the Lightbringer. I would have gone with, I don't know, combine the color with what it does, a green lantern. You know, but again, I'm not the OC creator here. What the heck do I know?
Apparently,
with
I'm not the only one
amazing
thinking that.
superpowers, you can imagine what our protagonist does when he finally realizes he needs to use his powers for good.
That's what he needs
and happens upon a woman being attacked in an alleyway. He runs away. I ran as quickly as I could after I saw it. I was almost hyperventilating as I tried to push the screams for help from my mind. No matter how far I ran, they were always there, scratching at the back of my thoughts and overwhelming my reason and sanity. Damn it. Why do I have to have these abilities? I never wanted them, and I sure as hell can't do anything useful with them. I ran as quickly as I could back to my apartment and gasped for breath during the entire run. My body ached. It wasn't used to the sudden jolts like this, but I knew I had to get off the streets, get away from the screams. But as I ran from the woman and her screams, a new voice entered my mind. The voice was of my mother, telling me how one should never fight evil with violence, since it only fueled the evil and made it stronger.
What?
So just to sum up to this point, in case you're just joining us right now, in Pharaoh City, there's
cancel the superhero.
Yeah, I know, right?
Defund the superheroes. Is this what this is about now? I mean,
and crying to his mom. Yeah, his mummy, literally.
What's the character's name? I'll just call Patrick. Patrick, don't beat him up. Don't use your powers to save that woman.
What was
just run away?
Yeah, but what was the villain in Psycho? What was his name? Norman
Bates. Norman, don't use your powers. Norman.
Yeah, see? That worked.
Give me some tea. Give me some tea, Norman. Don't screw that woman. Let him rape that poor woman. I give me some tea. That's what That's what this story sounds like.
I know. It's like how the Big Bang Theory. No, it's before Big Bang. This is definitely before Big Bang.
Norman.
This would have to be, you would have to call him Norman.
Norman. That's what I feel like.
And here's the thing, and because he's got that twist in his brain where you know different personalities will take over. His mom takes over, and he becomes a superhero in a dress. And then when he comes to, he's back into his normal everyday,
with a new body in a rocking chair, rocking back and forth.
Yeah. Yes.
It's usually another woman. Very rarely is it ever a man that he brings back. It's usually a trap then.
Yes. Oh God, that would work.
Holy
shit! Superhero, that would work. Lightbringer. God, dude. Norman Bates, the Lightbringer.
Well, here's the thing: you couldn't put Norman Bates would be elected president by the Democrats today. So.
I know. Oh, let's continue.
A man that owns a furniture shop who can create objects out of solid light. And when he comes across a woman being raped in an alleyway, he decides to run home, as the voice of his dead mother tells him to be a pacifist.
Yeah.
He doesn't even bother using a cell phone to call the police. He just goes home. Who cares what happens to her? I am the Lightbringer. Throughout the entire run of the Lightbringer, there were many characters that happened to join him in his effort to run away from crimes and not interfere in any way whatsoever. What? You had people like Ant-Man and Tinfoil Hat Girl, NASCAR driver with a vagina mouth, generic woman holding up a car, generic woman unable to hold up a car, the retarded brother of the Flash, and one quarter man who's missing 3/4 of his body. And let's not forget the feminist slam poet, Code Poet. In between their adventures from
Hold up. Cold Poet? That sounds wrong. Okay, Linkara,
twat.
you definitely
that?
don't have any sorts of originality going through your brain. Okay.
Right, so this person
Yeah.
says all comic books suck.
Yeah,
mine is legit. After stealing all their shit from different comic books and genres and
different heroes, different abilities and
different animes versus comics. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ! Nothing original, nothing new. And
I
then
mean, I'm not
throws it all, takes it like spaghetti, throws it in a pot, and then throws it against the wall and sees
what's left. Yeah,
he doesn't even see what's stick. He just sees what it looks like and draws it.
Yeah,
I mean, fucking at this. I mean, that's what it looks like.
Oh gosh, Jesus!
Actively not trying to stop crime, they occasionally stumble across slaver activity, like the whore market, the actual literal whore market that's held in the heart of Pharaoh City. And this fresh whore here is ready to serve you in every way you can think of. Look at those tears. She's so happy.
I feel like he has mother issues.
I also
I honestly think this is how he keeps himself from killing women.
Norman Bates.
The writer, the writer is definitely Norman Bates, but without any balls.
Yeah, I know. Jeez.
Jesus.
Drains the imagination what exactly the Pharaoh City Police Department does when a group of people calling themselves the Slavers can hold a whore market in the heart of the city. But don't think our protagonist just runs away from criminals. No, he tries to avoid the press as well, though he's not always effective at it. Like that one time a reporter faked her own suicide to get an interview with him, and after which he promptly told her that she was
fake news.
But perhaps the absolute best thing to happen in this comic book was when Lightbringer fought his doppelganger, the Darkbringer. Because it was during that very encounter that the Lightbringer met one of the most powerful characters in his comic book. I'm talking about Lewis, or as he prefers to be called, Linkara. You know, something about this rings strangely familiar. I just can't quite put my finger on it. When an author inserts themselves in such a way into their own comic book, what does that remind me of? Terrible dialogue, atrocious artwork, empty one-dimensional characters, ridiculous premise and behaviors, and self-insertion in your own fanfic. It's right there. I can almost touch it.
Yeah, I know. I can almost see it too.
It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't quite.
I mentioned it earlier.
Now, the early response to Lightbringer was less than enthusiastic. You could say it was not the positive reception that Linkara was hoping to receive. In fact, if you were to go look at TV tropes, under horrible webcomics, Lightbringer has its very own listing. But it was the ridicule from two particular websites in the very beginning that actually drew a response from Linkara, where he defends his comic and talks about the criticisms leveled against it. For those from Something Awful, or YWIB, I figured I might as well get this over with, since I've got yet another surge of visitors yesterday from somethingawful.com, and the fact that they link my comic with being one of the worst out there, and that pretty soon it's going to be reviewed on Your Webcomic is Bad and You Should Feel Bad About It. I've been wondering whether or not I should do this for a while, mostly because the people who are dead set in their opinions aren't going to be swayed by anything I have to say on the matter, but I figured I might as well try anyway. For those unfamiliar with this, Lightbringer has been posted on SA.com's forums before as an example of one of the worst webcomics out there, and people frequently post about how detestable I am for it, while I'm doing a preemptive strike and responding right here to it. Since I really don't want to shell out $10 to join a forum just to respond to criticism, I'd really wanted to avoid this, since frankly I feel that if someone has a problem with someone else's work, they should just confront them about it and tell them how they feel. So, in a similar vein to what had happened with Christian, Something Awful had picked up on Lightbringer. They looked at Linkara's work and found it funny. They spread it amongst themselves. And so Linkara, in return, posted this talking about his art and talking about the various problems with it. But I think the absolute best thing in this entire blog post is this one particular paragraph, which is just, it is a gem. It is an absolute treasure that he actually wrote this. When I first came up with her, the idea was, in a nutshell, that she was an actress who was raped on stage in front of thousands of people.
Okay, is this guy a closeted rapist?
She was being raped.
At this point, I would not be surprised.
I'm honestly surprised. If we look up this guy today, I have a feeling he'll be in prison for rape. Or attempted rape.
Again, these are the people that Doug pretty much put on his payroll. Yeah. And we haven't even got to Joe yet.
That's true.
So,
I mean, at least Joe somewhat
overcame a few things. He got
straightened
a
out.
really well. I mean, he got a good co-host.
He got a good gimmick.
Other Joe's the better Joe. Just to put it out there.
Yeah. Honestly, his co-host, I do like his co-host better.
Yes.
Because his co-host is like, but honestly, they work. They mesh off of each other real well.
They do. They do. I mean, you can go toxic femininity. It's a literal case here, but honestly, this is garbage, and we haven't even gotten to the halfway point.
I know. We're not even talking through most of this, and it's just like, oh my god!
I know.
I haven't paused it that much. This is a slog.
Apparently, that one particular plot point was enough for Something Awful to pick up on Lightbringer and to really hone in on Linkara's work. It affected him so much that he actually altered the story to remove it.
Why?
Stranger still were some of the responses he got from people he actually knew in real life, people he was attending college with. Abby said, "Also, in the interest of truthfulness, I was kind of weirded out about how you talk to all of my friends about how I don't like you, even the ones you'd never met before." Totally not a weird thing to do at all. Just go talk to some random girl's friends about why she doesn't like you. Not one bit strange. And that very same year that Something Awful mocked him, and a few classmates gave criticisms of what he did or what he created, Lewis took to his forums to talk about a brand new idea he had. That idea being atop the fourth wall.
Oh, what the hell?
And true to his word, Linkara went about creating atop the fourth wall, though the form it took initially was much different than it is today. He produced upwards of, I believe, 50 of these written comic reviews, even hosting them on a site that he dedicated just to that one purpose, where he would analyze and critique the comic books that he found to be interesting. He was inspired by other people who were doing this by sites that he liked to frequent. It wouldn't be until a year or so later, when he started to watch The Nostalgia Critic, that he decided to switch formats, partly because he was inspired to, and partly because he wanted to enter a contest that guy with the glasses was holding. Now granted, Linkara's entry video is basically just aping a Nostalgia Critic bit. You could call it an homage if you want to, but it's emulating something he already did, trying to put the Linkara spin on it. And it was one of the first videos that he had ever done. Following that, he would begin to release his Atop the Fourth Wall series as a video format only. After having submitted enough of these and seeing that there was a viewer interest in the series, he was finally featured on the site and then eventually brought on as a contributor. Now, one thing to note when you're talking about Linkara as opposed to a Spoonie one stark contrast between the two of them is that Linkara's numbers, unlike Spoonie's, aren't going down. They've actually been fairly steady as far as views, subs, and income go. This is in part due to Linkara's ability to have a consistent schedule. He continually puts out videos. In the entire time that he's been doing Atop the Fourth Wall, he's put out nearly weekly content. Even more than that, he's put out around 500 videos. So with Noah, the content was sporadic and his numbers suffered because of that. But with Linkara, they've been steady because he consistently puts out the same kind of content week after week after week. But it wasn't just putting out Atop the Fourth Wall videos where he reviewed comic books that drew in viewers. It was also analyzing a certain Saban television show that brought him a lot of attention. Due to the fact that the demand for the show had put such pressure on him that he ended up snapping at viewers who were asking when the next video was going to come. Rocco from Mega 64 ended up doing a parody video of it, which is almost, I swear to God, beat for beat, dead on.
Let me say this once again, since apparently it was not made clear when this video series began. History of Power Rangers has no set schedule. The videos are done when they're done, and will be released when they're done.
Let me say this once again. History of Voltage Vengers has no set schedule.
Yeah.
The videos will be done when they're done.
This is the spoofer. This is the spoofer. That original shot that we saw, that was Linkara talking about the history of the Power Rangers will be done when they get done. This is the spoofer doing this now, which is Pretty almost spot on. I would have to say.
We promised you content. We don't feel like doing it right now. Even though we're making more than enough money to live off of what you give us, we just want to go party instead of actually work.
Yeah.
Off of what you give us. So it's like, I mean, Jesus Christ. Yeah,
I mean, those hookers down the street need some special attentions, and I got dollar bills.
If I promised to do something, I would do it. But Jesus, I would at least give you what you paid for. And then if I stopped, I'd be like, hey, I'm going to end this here. I'm not able to put out content anymore. I'm in a dry spell. Maybe I'll come back in a few years or a few months or something. And then until then, I'm going to drop all your donations and I will come.
I mean, it's like this very show here. It's like this was Sparky's idea, and he ended up having a kid. I took over. I redrafted.
I haven't put out a content. I haven't put out in about a week. Yeah, I had to get out of the fucking shit. The political shit is driving me so crazy. I'm like, you know what? It's not even worth it right now.
No.
And I still got until November to do this shit.
Yeah, I mean, you have a lot of party. So you got some time because we haven't got to the good part yet. Because we're just picking up on the campaign moments, so it's like God. But
I mean, technically they haven't even started campaigning yet because they haven't officially started their part. They accepted their parties.
Yeah, I know, nominations and shit like
nominations.
That. Yeah, once that happens,
it's a question of if one of them's even going to be able to accept a nomination.
I know, Jesus. That's the other thing. I don't even know if Trump is going to be out of outside of a jail cell or inside.
Well, here's the thing. They say, right now it's at the state Supreme Court in New York, and they're like, oh shit, we get in trouble. We can't try this case.
Yeah,
because this is during his time in president. According to the Supreme Court ruling that just came out.
Yeah,
we can't do anything. Our states can't do anything because while he was in president, it has to go to the federal. The federal courts have to try him, which is what everybody kept on saying. You can't try him for that. It was while he was in office.
Mm-hmm.
We've been saying that for a while now. And even if you could, it's not a felony.
No.
And even the Supreme Court basically said, that's not a felony, but you can't try him because it was while he was in office and it was an official act. It was an official act because one of the president's job is if they are allowed as a political official to question an election. Even the person who lost, who's not a political fit, is allowed to question the election.
Okay, give me a slowdown on that politics talk. Getting to the guy with the cheesy hair. He looks like he's wearing sunglasses on top of his fucking visor.
I thought is he wearing a wig too?
I couldn't help but as you were
talking. It looks like he's wearing a hoodie that's like pinned onto the bottom of the neck.
It's creative. He's got the leather cuffs. He's got the looks like.
Who does that look like?
Oh God, I know he's supposed to be a spoof on the Power Rangers, but the bad wig. I'm hoping it's a bad wig and not his actual hair. The face shield, the sunglasses, the cuff, the collar. I'm
sorry. I keep on just wanting to spook away from this.
Those look like belts on his wrist. Yes, they do look belts on his wrist. Tuxedo mask, maybe.
Why is he playing a pitchfork?
I don't know. I mean, why the fuck not? Why
is he trying to spoof on the Green Ranger with the flute dagger? Yeah. Yes. Or the trumpet dagger. Actually, it's not even a flute; it's a trumpet dagger. I mean, which makes no sense still to this day.
I know. It sounds like a trumpet, and
it's a flute dagger that sounds like a trumpet, and it's like.
Actually, the weirdest thing is the design looks like it belongs to like a clarinet. Don't rhyme a reason for these builds. But anywho, let's continue. We've got to the halfway mark. Basically, we're going good. We're going strong. Let's do this.
In case you haven't noticed, I've been more than a little busy the last few months.
In the rare case you haven't been keeping up with my schedule, I've been more than a little busy the past year.
It looks like he's just spoofing on him. It's pretty good, actually.
Anthrocon, the AVNs, HempCon.
One of those difficulties being moving into an apartment.
This meant getting back in the Kia, having to completely refill my gas tank, having to go to another gas station because my debit card didn't work.
Asking me when the next one is going to come is not making it get done any faster. I have warned you all before.
Don't ask me for a link when it's up.
And it wasn't just people like Rocco mocking or taking shots at Linkara. Others began to as well. Stories started to leak about interactions with him on set and behind the scenes. Now, I've tried my best with the first 2 videos, and I'll try my best with this one, to keep everything I talk about somewhere within the realm of something that I can actually verify.
Yeah.
You may have noticed in the first 2 videos there was quite a lot of drama that was absent, and that's because it's going to be compiled into the finale. But for these particular videos, I want to at least make sure that what's talked about can be verified in some form or another. And luckily, with at least a few of these, they can be, because Linkara does respond occasionally when people bring them up to him. Now, this account that's actually in this screen cap doesn't exist anymore, but if you go to Linkara's Twitter account, you can see the response is still there. And as he says, not a clue, it's certainly possible I was just in a weird mood and acting weird, but I cannot recall it specifically. And so because of that, I would like to share just a couple of the stories of Linkara that have led to some fairly popular image macros, to give you some context and backstory to why those jokes exist in the first place. The following are snippets of interactions that happened while filming with Linkara. They are from people that say that they knew him or worked with him, and these are the interactions that Linkara claims are possible they could have happened, he just doesn't know. At a convention, on break, talking with fellow employees about a girl I liked at the time who also happens to be an employee. Lewis comes up and hovers. He does this a lot. He'll stand by a conversation but not engage. After a while, he finally chimes in.
You know, you shouldn't objectify women like that.
I'm not.
Then why are you talking about her?
Because she's employed, and I don't know our policy for that.
Well, perhaps we need a tighter policy for those of us who would try to objectify our staff openly.
Lewis, chill. Lewis, for fuck's sake.
I'm just saying, maybe we shouldn't make the women feel uncomfortable? Maybe we should try to be more enlightened about this.
Heading down to the bar, chilling with people down there for a little while. Doug comes down. Look, I'm only coming down because Lewis wants me to. Oh, well, I don't really know. I guess just talk to you. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, look, just stay for his scenes, and if he asks, I yelled at you both, okay? Yep. Walking back up to the room, Linkara is standing outside our fucking door.
So, did you learn your lesson?
I start cracking up and had to leave. Hear Brad just ripping into him before leaving. I can still hear Lewis outside the door muttering, uncivilized, pathetic, etc., etc. He's butthurt for the next 3 days. So not only does Linkara acknowledge that these very well could have happened, when you think back to part 1 with Abby in the comment section of his Lightbringer comics, talking about how Lewis had gone up to her friends that he didn't even know, and talked about her in particular not liking him and how awkward and weird that is, it seems to mesh really well with the kind of stories in his awkward social presentation at gatherings with multiple people. So when you see images like this, and like this, that's where they're coming from. They're actual things that he said and done when he's interacting with other people. In that voice that voice that he does, just imagine that. Just imagine him standing outside your door to chastise you because you've gone to have a beer and talk to a girl. Now, perhaps it was because he was always on set so much, filming those videos for the Nostalgia Critic and doing That Guy with the Glasses anniversary specials. But eventually, Lewis was bitten by the movie bug himself and ended up putting up an Indiegogo campaign to create his very own movie, of which he raised $60,000. He asked for 40. He ended up getting 60 grand to make the Linkara movie. Now, I could try to summarize the entire plot of the film for you, but I think it's just easier to give you a general idea of what we're talking about. The rating for this movie, for the Atop the Fourth Wall, the Linkara movie, on IMDb right now is a 3.9. Now, to give you some comparison, Catwoman with Halle Berry is rated at a 3.3. So technically, Linkara's movie is a half a point better than Catwoman. That should give you some perspective onto the kind of film that you're watching. And generally, to be honest, what you're going to find is pretty much similar to the anniversary special videos. Granted, filmed on something that wasn't a potato. It's filmed on something that actually looks HD, but still pretty tacky, full of skits, full of secondary characters, a ham-fisted plot. It's your traditional online critic movie.
Okay. Its speedy arrival is thanks to the development of the Mac fail drive, which drastically increases its speed. Development of the Mac fail drive was made possible thanks to the sale of advanced technology by former President Sano, who created the unorthodox method of space travel.
I can't believe you idiots actually bought this stuff.
They're all the same. They all turn out the same.
The frame rates got dropped.
Oh God. Probably there's probably something due to the heat. That's
it sounds like because it was going fine, then it stopped. I bet you something's still uploading on Steam.
No, nothing. Honestly, I have nothing in the downloading. I think it's because of the heat.
Okay, that's okay. Nothing we can do then.
Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, because I've been watching the thing kind of bounce up and down, and all of a sudden it kind of stops. So I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. So yeah, there's either somebody else using a computer somewhere that I do not know whom. Could be my brother. But yeah, no, I realize this is the same time frame where things get throttled. So yes, I believe it's either during the heat wave that we're having, which is strange, or the factor that Telus is now throttling things because we're in the summer peak where they throttle everybody. So that is a high possibility. Oh, something happened. What happened? Oh, that's my okay. That makes no sense. Anyways, let's like space travel is possible with much easier. That's kind of funny. You know what? It is what it is. Let me know, Caleb, if it gets kind of shitty on your end. I don't know if I can do anything that could fix it, but let me know. I'm gonna try my damnedest.
Now, one could look at the Atop the Fourth Wall movie and see that as a great success for him. He raised a lot of money, he completed the project on time, and he satisfied the people that were backing him, and everybody seemed pleased with how it turned out in the end. It's 0.6 points ahead of Catwoman, so he's beating at least one major Hollywood picture. That's an accomplishment. But I have to wonder if Linkara had known then what that accomplishment would shine a light on, whether he would have been so gung-ho about going through with it. Because it was through this particular movie that a great deal of Linkara's past was uncovered that stretches well beyond Lightbringer, and it's all thanks to the TV board and a very curious user.
Yeah, frame rate's just...
Good afternoon, Mr. Linkara. My name is Alan Park. I'm with the United...
Yeah, I kind of...
Wait a minute, is that Team 4-star whatchamacallit guy?
Yes, it is. It is. It is.
Wow, a lot of people came from there.
Yeah, they did. They all came. Look, that guy with the glasses had a lot of different, characters in that. But yeah, that is one.
I have no idea what his name is.
It's fine. I don't remember half the people, so it's all good. It's all good.
I remember their faces and what they're involved in sometimes. I mean, sometimes.
Yeah.
But it had a lot of talent. And he probably got them started where they're like, "Wow, hell, I could do better than this."
Well, according to Caleb there, that Linkara had a lot of roles on the.
He voices Vegeta, also a couple other characters.
Again, I mean, it's fine, but I mean, I'm not gonna say they're the greatest.
Yeah, when they first were doing it, it was great, but then they stopped, and it was like, okay, I mean, cool, but
yeah, no. The only one I actually liked was the their Helsing one. That's the only one I liked.
Helsing, yeah, abridged or whatever.
Abridged, yeah.
It's
the only one I like.
They did Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge, but that was retarded. I mean, that was
retarded.
But here's the thing: the Yu-Gi-Oh! Was retarded anyway, so it kind of works.
Well, I mean, Yugi kind of is kind of special. He does come with a split personality. He is controlled by the Pharaoh, who lives in Pharaoh City, by the way.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. We've already gone there 3 times now. Thanks.
I know, right? So let's sorry, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge is amazing. Look, you can say that all you want there, Caleb, but I will chug along on this one. I believe we may have to
Listen.
reduce the show time to about maybe an hour and a half for future shows. It feels that during summer peaks, my interest is taking some interesting turns.
Yeah,
especially during this time frame.
Caleb, my cousin likes Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge as well, and he's retarded. So.
See, there you go. Everybody's special somewhere. So that's it's kind
of. And the funny thing is, that's no joke. I mean, it has its moments, but overall,
I know.
Great.
But let's chug through this one. Listen carefully if you can't see it. Obviously, audio is great. Video-wise, it's going to be questionable. All right, here we go.
United States government.
The TV board on 4chan is dedicated towards discussing television and films, and occasionally they'll delve into online content and the creators behind it. One evening a while back, and it was no different really than any other evening, they happened to be discussing a Indiegogo campaign and its successful funding for a movie that an online content creator was going to be making. That content creator was Linkara. The discussion itself was fairly on point, talking about what they thought the film was going to be when it was finished, how much money was going to be dedicated towards it, how good that final product, that end product, was actually going to be. That is, until one person happened to post this. I remember years ago, I found a video on YouTube of Linkara before he became Linkara. It was uploaded in 2005 or 2006. He was as skinny as a rail and his brother was in it. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? I lost the link to the video a long time ago and haven't been able to find it since. A short while later, a response is posted. And from that response, the hunt was on, so to speak. Try to find the video through Google. Find out that Linkara posted in a shemale porn forum back in 2005. Holy shit, Linkara had a thing for women with dicks long before he dated Iron Liz. Once that information was out there, thread after thread after thread was created, all with the purpose of discussing what they could find. And what they uncovered were a multitude of accounts on numerous sites, all linked back to his Lightbringer comic, or information posted in relation to that. One such account was this. We're looking at a screen cap of the favorites that were listed in the account profile. I'll read through some of them and you can see if you can figure out exactly what we're discussing. Hermaphrodite. A surprise awaits a bar patron. Necro Submission Transmitter. He controls his sister, mother, neighbor, and a stranger. Mama's Cock Chapter 8. 18-year-old Wesley finally begins to please his busty mother. But I don't want you to think that this is just confined to the stories posted on this website that Linkara had an interest in. No, he very much enjoyed communicating with the other forum members and discussing his interests in great graphic detail. Online fun with she-males. Hey is all. I'd love to have some online fun with some she-males, herms, etc. My profile gives you a basic idea of what I look like. You can inquire in this thread, over PMs, or in an email. While I'd love to have some real-life fun, sadly, I don't have the convenience of meeting people, and I'm saving myself for my true love, whomever that may be. So reply in any way you can. Enters the room and sits down in a nearby chair. Well, I'm bi, and I'll wait my turn either to give or receive. In response to Jenny Jackson's post of, I'm sorry, but unless you're a total nasty slut, you can't apply. Oh yeah? I'm a nasty cock slut, Jenny. I can apply as I wish. Perhaps one of the greatest posts, and one that was screen capped, because immediately after this
So wait, hold up. So if he's bi, and he's lusting for cock, that means he's a bi bottom boy. Oh my fucking... Okay. Cool beans. I knew the portly ones always end up wanting to be the bottom boys, but yeah, no, just no.
Wow, just wow. All right,
repressed sexuality. Yeah,
you know,
you have it on your bingo card. Please put just
so so it's not that he wants to rape women; he wants to be raped by
women that are strapped on or have a really good strap.
Strap on, strap off. Death Strapper.
Yeah, I know, right? Jesus fucking Christ! The man behind Lightbringer wants to get.
Light.
All right, let's do this. We're almost done.
Information began to kind of spread across the internet, Lewis found out, and he immediately shut everything down, closing account after account after account in a desperate bid to damage control this. Nevertheless, we still have this gem. Teacher gets taught a lesson by bad babysitter. Tyrone Lincoln, resident bad boy of the school, an 18-year-old football star, and one of the few black kids in the school. Mr. Popularity. Well, she was tired of his antics, and she was here to make sure he wasn't going to just try to slide by on his football prowess.
Look. There's always a Tyrone. Somewhere on the line, they always come up with bad enough. It's Tyrone Lincoln. Oh, God. It gets worse, doesn't it?
You stick it in your mouth, you stupid bitch. He grinned and pushed his massive black pole against her lips, moaning softly as he felt his teacher's hands massaging his thick member. He reached down and continued to maul her breast, loving how firm and full they felt behind the blouse. His hands began ripping off the blouse, hoping to fuck her ample cleavage when he was done with her mouth. I love it when you white bitches know what I love. Tyrone laughed as she slid his lengthy black cock between her breasts. He gave a few light pumps between her ample jugs, getting a feel for them, as he looked down at his teacher. I'm a little tired from playing with these awesome tits, so you drive for a bit, he said with a grin. He rested his hands at his sides and licked his lips, watching as the teacher who had been trying to punish him was now on her knees and ready to tit-fuck his big black dick with her huge bust. Of course, his past wasn't just limited to a Literotica forum or forums like that. He also had other accounts under that exact same username on sites like Hentai Foundry. Now, sadly, once Lewis found out that this information was out there, he deleted as much as he possibly could. However, there do exist a few tweets talking about the content, which he favorited and liked right as it was still available, before he had a chance to get in there and remove it. Things Linkara jerked off to, corpses, feet, incest, Muppets, gay gangbangs, strap-on beta shit, dick girls, tons of rape. The green M&M. Source please? Wouldn't be surprised, honestly. Feast your eyes. Not safe for work, obviously, or anything for that matter. Gay, dead, Muppet gangbang. What the fuck? Now that's a combination of tags that you probably aren't used to seeing listed together in relation to porn. What an incredible way to kill childhood memories. Of course, once the momentum had built up, it just kept going. As fast as Linkara could delete or update profiles to remove the information about himself, people would find even older accounts, like mm.org, which clearly lists his email addresses on the profile so that you know that it's him. And unlike Literotica, on mm.org he had over 7,000 posts, dating all the way back to 2001. Post your damn beauty contest pics, or die. Actually, Oni-chan pulls himself out of a book titled Bylaws Concerning MediaMinor.org Marriage Policies Wearing Library Glasses. According to Article 10 of the bylaws, a kitty slave is allowed to marry as many partners as she desires, as long as she continues to serve and please each person she marries. So in fact, you're not really cheating on Rini-chan. Now everybody, stop worrying about Oni-chan's pics. Or to quote Eric Cartman, I'm gonna kick you in the nuts. Size, stripping circus. Lol, the reason I haven't come in until now is because I just got home from school. Now, any requests on what I'll be wearing before I start my first strip tease? Well, now we're getting sort of off topic, and I don't want Fan to yell at me now, so drags Anata into the brand spankin' new Thread 2 thread, and gives Anata advice. Here's the advice. Go to the brand spank new Thread 2 thread, and enjoy your newfound bisexuality by spanking both males and females alike. Now you might be asking, well, is there any conclusive proof that this really was him, that this isn't some elaborate troll? How do we know this is actually Linkara? Well, we happen to know that because he told us so. This is the cached version of a tweet. The tweet is no longer up, but you can find it on Google. Quick Killer asks, what is this? Linkara responds, actually, you know what? Fuck it. Old porn site. There. Done. Move on with our lives. Now, while Linkara may have deleted his response to that, you can actually click on Quick Killer to see what he was asking about. And what he's asking about is a screen cap of the Ryusu username from Literotica.
Oh, God.
Oh, my
it's
fucking
not that
God.
Easy being green.
It's not easy being Linkara.
So how to go about summarizing this? Well, I think the direct approach is probably the best one in this case. Linkara is a prime example of the content creator online who envisions themselves as being able to enter a field they have an interest in and find success there. However, once the reality sets in that they're not up to par, that they don't have the skills or the abilities necessary to be successful within that sphere, they fall back on criticizing the medium they were so in love with. And there are numerous reasons for it. It allows them to stay in touch with the medium they love. It allows them to lash out at the one thing that seemingly led to their rejection. And so we see the creator turned critic. Now again, this is in reverse to what happened to Doug and Noah, who were first established online and then tried to explore their passions and didn't really find the success they were hoping to. Linkara started out trying to find his passion and failing at it, and then going into critiquing things as a fallback from that. And he found success doing it. He was able to establish a name in a series that people know and like and follow and watch. Linkara is also a prime example of why you should always make sure to erase your history, especially when you're younger. The teenage years and the adult years will bite you in the ass later down the road. And if you're not careful, you'll go from being the guy that does really amazing comic book reviews to the guy that wants to get fucked in the ass by a green M&M at a dead gay Muppet gangbang.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it seems Linkara...
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh, jeez. Oh, wow.
That was paid. That one was painfully long. Ugh.
Oh, God. It was only 3. It was the same.
Well,
length
we didn't
as the
even.
other one.
Here was the thing. I didn't think we paused that much to stop and talk during it. It was
That's the problem with these ones. It's there's a lot of information, but when you get to something like Linkara, Lewis, oh God, it just sounded like it just got worse.
It gets scary. No, it's God. That felt like it dragged on forever. We were only on there for about 40 minutes on that one.
Yes.
And it still felt like it.
No, not yet, sir, not yet. But we are getting to that. Please don't.
Good night. Goddamn, we had done that note. Jesus Christ, yeah.
My lady, no, we're not doing that. No, you're not doing no fedora. No, no, stop. I'm not putting that up there. I refuse. Oh, gee, God. But, oh, God, that was, jeez. This is the reason why I avoid those fedora-wearing nerds.
Holy shit, that was
And there's a lot of them, unfortunately.
I mean, it's worse than this.
Yeah, I can deal with that. I was like, oh my God, have I gotten to a point where I can't deal with this no more? Because, my God. This is more beyond insanity than I can actually relate to.
That's what I wanted. I wanted to feed him bleach to make him stop. Jesus.
Oh God! But we survived. We made it. We did it. But yeah, no, I'm thinking that if the summer peak is throttling my internet after a certain time frame, which is say 7 o'clock ish, which is weird. I'm gonna have to say,
Are we going to start an hour earlier, or just try to get those quicker?
We're going to try to get through them as quickly as possible. That's going to be.
I mean, I don't think how long are the next ones?
Let me see what I have listed for the other one. Because each one is kind of different. Because I know the finale is an hour and a half.
Oh God, yeah. Okay, can we break that down into 2 segments?
Yeah, we can break it down into multiple segments.
Okay, because
there will be a lot of digestiveness that I have to go into that.
Because
each one I'm pulling out are about give or take shy of 30 minutes.
I say we usually go about half and half on the time we comment.
Yeah.
Tired. So I say we take about 45 minutes of videos, and then we use the other 45 minutes for commentary.
Yeah, that sounds
while the video's playing.
Well, yeah, while it can be, because right now we're almost getting to the back end of the final selections of this, and yeah, it will be interesting when we get to that long one. Oh boy.
Yeah, we're gonna cut that one up.
Yeah. Let's see here. We did episode 3. We're going into episode 4. What does episode 4 read as? It says it's about 20-minute long.
So we probably do it in another
that
video.
One there is, if I remember correctly, because is Alejandro, so that would mean that is Joe. This one will be the next one will be covering Joe, and it's about 20 minutes long. So
so we do that and some of the last video then.
Yeah. And then I will see exactly, because I did have all of them ready to go, but I did put up just the 3 that could have been doable. But yeah, no. We have episode 5, which is 21 minutes 2 seconds long. So technically, we can probably get those 2 out of the way. That's episode 4 and 5. But then by the time we get to, I think, episode 6, which is the compilation, that is another 21. So say about 22 minutes, and then there's like another one that happens, I believe, if I'm right. The finale, an hour. It's an hour long. It's an hour long. So there's 7. So the 7th one is the finale. It's an hour long. So that will probably cover it pretty good. So yeah, we just have to be careful with our segues that we do.
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't think we should start an hour early. I think
I did. Here's the thing: I didn't even show up for the first video, so that was all on you.
Yeah, I know. Which is like, and I started early a little bit, so like whatever. I was like 2 minutes early. It was like whatever, and I put it up there, and I'm like, I'll give him some time, and then I sped through the first one, and I ended up talking to Caleb for the most of it. So it's like, oh my god. Yeah, so that hour mark is all on me, even though it was about 32 minutes long, which is the same length as the other one. And then it's just close to the end of it, so there you go.
But that being said, I think we're done here for tonight. We have I need to get some bleach and wash my eyes out now. And
you have to get a drink, and it might have to be very Irish.
Drano. Drano. I was thinking Drano.
I have other means to forget whatever happened today. But yeah, I appreciate that you guys came along. Remember, we are here 6 o'clock PST, which is 3 hours, 9 o'clock EST, if I remember my math correctly. So there you go. Figure out where you're supposed to be within that spectrum. We'll be back here again Monday doing exactly the same thing. We'll be covering episodes 4 and 5. Hopefully we can get through it before, my internet decides to get throttled. Because it was doing beautifully before it decided to do whatever it did. So
now it's doing fine again, so
I don't know. Maybe it's, like I said, I don't know. Maybe it's
Windows was maybe updating and didn't tell you.
I play it by ear. I don't know. But we're not going to go any earlier. I think 6 o'clock is more good enough. I mean, we could maybe 5, but realistically,
that's fine. I forgot it's 6 o'clock for you. It's like 9 o'clock for me. So
yeah. I mean, we could go earlier because it'd be like 8 o'clock for you. It'd be 5 o'clock for me. It's fine. I'm already finished.
I'm actually fine. The reason I was late, I was working on a tractor today. So
no worries.
That was fun.
It was good. I just put up there kind of on TikTok, and then I did say that I was going to give you some time before I started, and I had it all ready to go.
I didn't even start TikTok today. I was like, fuck it.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's fine. But anyway.
Glad I did. I would have got kicked off for half that shit.
I know. Damn. Most of it like car shit. Jeez.
The Lightbringer. Holy
yeah, that wasn't. He's.
It was like, we're sorry, we don't talk about that on this web. I was like, Jesus Christ, with all that shit. Yeah. Glad I didn't stream it today.
Could you imagine what kind of construct that motherfucker was creating if it's based off of Linkara's brain set?
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't even want to think about it.
So probably giving women long, white, and hard. We'll just put it that way.
Long, white, and hard on a woman.
Yes.
On top of him.
Yes.
While he's on his belly.
Yeah, definitely. On that note, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming to this edition of the Metokur history. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, great. If you didn't, oh well, fuck yeah. Until next time, I give Gem X his last phrase. I hit buttons. We get the fuck out of here.